recording now. Hello everyone, here I am again. We've got a whole congregation of buddies around here, and they're all helping make me nervous. I can't think of anything to say right off. I've been planning to make this for a long time. Sorry I don't write any letters. I don't know why I don't, I just can't get around to it. You asked about a Christmas box. Yeah, I got the Christmas box and we had a ball with it. Last Christmas, when everyone would get their packages, we'd bring them up to CIC and open them. Everyone would gather around and reach in and just had a regular feast. Boxes were coming in every day. Get a couple boxes a day sometimes, and it was sort of like a common pool. I saved some fruitcake though for myself. Made sure I had plenty of that. How's that? He's accusing me of being a cheater here. Well, let's see. I sure appreciated Dad's jokes, and I appreciated the whole tape that you sent me.
Tell him to tell a couple more next time.
Yeah, Bray wants me to tell you to tell a couple more next time. Sure was great to have everyone around. The whole family almost. Favorite subject around here seems to be going home. It's the 12th today, 1 month being states. And how many days? Oh, it won't be long till I see Pat. She got kind of shook up. I wrote her a letter. I didn't tell her what month I was going to be in Pearl. 4th and 5th, but I didn't tell her what month. She got all shook up, wrote me a letter, told me to send her a postcard quick. Well, I sent her a postcard, told her I'd be there in August. You asked about a tidal wave in that tape. Well, actually it wasn't much here. The tide just rose a little extra high. It doesn't affect us in the bay here at all. I could tell you about some of my liberties here. My excursions, I call them. The last one was a good one. I really got to tell you about this.
Yeah, he swiped the mattress.
No. Alright, they tell me I'm a chicken if I don't tell you about that. That wasn't the one I was going to tell you about. We went to Tokyo one night, at least a week ago, or 2 weeks ago. And we came back and we didn't get the train soon enough. And we had to stop at Zushi. So we went downtown Zushi and we found a hotel, a Japanese hotel. We went in and got ourselves a room, and the mattresses there were beautiful. They were red with yellow and roses on them. Oh, they're beautiful. I can't quite remember exactly what it looks like right now. But anyway, my buddy Magali, he wanted one real bad. He had to have a mattress. And so he had it all planned out. We were going to get it somehow. We went back the next morning, came back to Yokosuka, and 2 nights later we went over in Yokosuka and we had ourselves a steak dinner at the P.O. Club, and we went down Black Market Alley, and our intentions were to buy a suitcase. Get a silver suitcase. They're aluminum jobs. They're very cheap. We got one for 1,000 yen. We thought it was big enough to hold this mattress. So we went back to Zushi that night. We checked into the hotel, and fortunately we got one of the 2 rooms that we had before. We woke up the next morning and got our suitcase. Opened up our suitcase. We started jamming this mattress in it, and it wouldn't fit. No kidding, it wouldn't fit. It was too big. We just sat there and laughed and we roared about it. Me and Mikey had hysterics about that mattress and all our careful planning, our big suitcase and everything. Well, we sat there and I laughed and I laughed and I laughed. McGalley was getting frustrated. He couldn't get that mattress in that suitcase. So he tried every way. He tried folding that mattress at least 30 different ways, and finally he folded it one way and it bulged. Boy, it bulged. We jammed it in there anyway. We got the top closed, but the suitcase was sprung, and he sat on it, pulled down on it with all his weight, and I snapped the latches shut and I put my weight on it too. We finally got it closed, and we had to shove the edges of the mattress in with our comb, and we got it closed up, and we checked out. We'd taken so long getting this mattress in that we almost were over the hill, AWOL. We had to catch a fast taxi from Zushi back to Yokosuka, and we were wearing civilian clothes. We had to go and change at the locker club. We changed, we caught the last boat to the ship. I guess we had about 2 minutes to spare. And put the suitcase in the transmitter room. Now, I wouldn't be telling you this if they hadn't goaded me into it, but I told Prey and he knew. I don't know what made me think of that. Let's see. Oh, McGalley's still worried about the Japanese police. Every time we come back to the ship, he figures they're going to be waiting for him on quarterdeck. We covered up real good. We took a mattress out of one of their cabinet and we replaced it. I don't think they know which mattresses are in which rooms. Anyway, we won't get in any trouble about it. He had lots of mattresses. They're not very big. They're only about 6 feet long and very thin. In a Japanese house here, they have bamboo mats on the floor. They're thick bamboo mats. No, they aren't so thick. It's just that they lay so many of them on the floor. Then they have these mattresses. They're about 3 inches thick, 6 feet long, about 4 feet wide, and cover them with a sheet. You can lay on 2 or 3 or 1 of them, depending how soft you want your bed. And they cover them with beautiful silk quilts, and overlapping the quilt is a sheet that covers on like a wrap-around bedspread you have on American beds. We aren't worried about getting caught. I feel guilty about it. We shouldn't have done that, but McGalley just wanted that mattress off bed. It was beautiful, and we have our money all planned out, just where we can use it and what we're gonna buy here, and then how much we can spend freely on Liberty. McGalley couldn't afford to buy that mattress, so he had to take it. It's pretty bad. I don't think we should have done that. Well, anyway, I'm gonna tell you about this other Liberty last weekend. I got a 48 and an overnight. The overnight is so I won't have to muster in on Sunday morning. Petty officers all have overnights until 7:30 in the morning, and they have to go back to the ship for quarters and muster. Well, I had a special chit approved and I didn't have to, so I had 2 days off. So did Mike. We went down to the train station here. We caught a train. We had our swimming suits, a towel. Our plan was to go to the beach and swim. We didn't know where, we didn't care where, just so we got to a nice beach, and we wanted to have a leisure weekend, relaxing weekend. So we got on the train. I want to explain about this train business here. There's a fabulous train system here in Japan. It costs so little just a few yen, and you can go just about anywhere in Japan. At 360 yen to $1, you can go to Tokyo and back for about 270 yen. And that's second class. Our tickets cost down to Ito, which is way south. We thought we'd get off before Ito, but we wanted train tickets to the end of the line just in case we wanted to go to the end of the line anyway. Our train tickets to Ito only cost us 440 yen round trip. That's all the way down there and back again. That's approximately, I'd say about 120 miles, the whole round trip. Now for 440 yen, that's fabulous. You can get off anywhere you want to and stop and look around, then get back on the train using the same ticket and go where you wanted to in the first place. I think it's great. I don't see how they can do it so cheaply. All electric trains. They have first class cars, second class cars, and third class cars. If we're short on yen, we use the third class cars. All people here in Japan seem to travel by train. Well, getting back to my subject, we got on a train and we started south. We found out beforehand, just before we left the base, that there was a big festival going on in Hiratsuki. That's about midway to Ito. We stopped at Hiratsuki, got off. I had my camera with me, and we walked down what looked to be the most colorful street, and we came to another street. They had balloons in the air, big balloons, gas filled, and they had streamers. I think they were advertising balloons. Beautiful balloons, all painted. And then in the street, they had these fabulous decorations. Huge, made out of paper. Amazing. It's amazing what they can do with paper. Beautiful. They build houses in the sky out of paper, and big balls with hanging crepe paper down, all different colors, silver foil, and they even hang windows, glass windows, mirrors in the windows of the houses they build in the sky. They're all hanging from the center of the street. So the street is only about 8 feet high. It's all covered over in beautiful paper, and the decorations are all massed in there. There's no room for any more, I don't think. And the decorations are ingenious also. They have, one instance I saw, likeness of Eisenhower and Khrushchev. They're side by side up quite a ways in the street, and then right underneath them they have a set of dice, big dice. Now you can imagine what that means, a roll of the dice, which one's on top. Then they had a U-2 plane built into the sky, and they had a roll of the dice underneath there too. That's pretty good. I got a kick out of that. I took a picture of this U-2 plane with dice underneath it. Let's see. Now we got back on the train and we went all the way down to Ito. We got at Ito, and they had buses there. Buses that went south to even better beaches. So we got on a bus, and for 190 yen, we went to a town called Imahiyama, or something like that. I can't pronounce it very well. I never could. There's supposed to be a great beach there. This Japanese fellow, he was working for a tourist bureau there in Ito. He wanted us to go to his hotel, I imagine. And we couldn't speak too good with him. There's always a communication problem, but we always get over it. We know a little Japanese, and the people we can talk to know a little American and sign language. Oh, it's great. Well, we decided we wanted to go down to this other town. We got our bus tickets. We went down there. It took about 2.5 hours by bus over winding roads in the mountains. Now these mountains rose right up out of the sea. It's called the Riviera of Japan down there, and it is beautiful. It's breathtaking the way this bus goes around these curves, and the road is only wide enough for the bus. That is all. When there is another truck or bus coming, one of them backs down to a wider place in the road, and then the bus goes around them. Seem to make way for the bus. The trucks do. And when one bus passes another, it's pretty close sometimes. Probably about 1/2 inch between the bus and then about 2 inches to the side of the road from the outer edge of the outside bus. Everyone drives on the left side of the road here. Well, we got down to this town, and we found out we only had approximately 1,800 yen left. Our train tickets, and I don't know what we spent it on. No, we had more than 1,800 yen. But anyway, we had it figured out after we found out the price of the hotels down there that we didn't have enough yen to eat and get in a hotel both. If we ate, we couldn't sleep in a hotel, and if we slept in a hotel, we couldn't eat. Now we decided we couldn't go without eating for Saturday and a whole Sunday. So we decided we'd eat and we'd sleep on the beach if we had to. We didn't plan on sleeping on the beach, but that's what we would do if we had to. I should leave this run out. Let you figure. Now, we're in this town. We don't have enough yen to sleep in a hotel, and we have plenty to eat, plenty of yen to eat. We've got our swimming suits, our towels, a radio, my camera. So we go walking on the beach, and we look the beach over, and the beach is beautiful. It's wonderful, and the water's not too cold. The ocean water isn't too cold. And all the hotels along there are very nice. And it's dusk, Saturday evening, about 6:30. So we walk along the beach, and we walk up on this road, and I had visions of sleeping on the sand. Now that wouldn't be too bad, because the sand is heated during the day by the sun. But then, of course, we can't sleep on the sand because of the sand fleas and the crabs, and a galley, he couldn't take that. I know he couldn't, and I wouldn't want to either. Sand fleas, So we're a little bit worried about where we're going to sleep. Not really, though. We don't take much of we aren't ones to worry about these things. I don't know. Well, anyway, we go walking along this road. We're looking for some place to eat. Now, there are no restaurants in this town. No cafes or places to eat, because it's a fishing village, and people come there for the beaches, and they always stay at hotels. So there are no restaurants. They sleep at the hotels and eat at the hotels. The hotels are fully equipped, and they're beautiful hotels too, with mineral baths, hot mineral baths. We walk down the street, and we come to this little grocery store. And in this grocery store, it doesn't sell a lot of good food. It just sells crackers and much Japanese food. Cookies, canned fish, some noodles. I didn't see any rice. It seemed like they should have had rice there to sell. Well, we went in and we bought some of this meat wrapped in cellophane, and we bought some other stuff. And right away, when we walked in, this lady that worked, well, she owned the store, she was surprised to see Americans there. Americans don't get around down in those places. Mike and I, we like to be different. So she knows just a little bit of English. And with the Japanese we know, especially Mike, he's very good at Japanese. He knows quite a bit about it. And our sign language, we got along and we talked. It takes about 5 minutes to get a point across, but we get it across. And they're so very polite and so hospitable. And they're very amused at us. They're always amused at us. I can't figure that out. They're always laughing at things we say, how we try to communicate with them. They get a big kick out of it. We laugh right along with them. I don't know what I'm laughing at, but I laugh anyway. I'm sure they don't make any jokes about us. They're much too polite about that. They're much too polite to do that. Well, she wanted to cook our meals for us. Our meal that evening for us. She found out from us that we didn't have a hotel and we were almost broke and that we wanted to eat. So she volunteered to cook what food we bought from her for us. She started cooking this meal and we were talking at the same time, and she found out that we had plans of sleeping on the beach. Oh, she thought that was terrible. No one can sleep on the beach. She didn't say it that way, but she got it across to us that way. No one can sleep on the beach. That's bad. That's impossible. Anyway, she finished cooking our meal, and this old Japanese man came in. And he could speak English fairly well. He could speak English pretty good. And we started talking to him. And we found out he'd been many places.
Good night, Mr. and Miss Lupkes.
Oh, good night, Frey. Good old Frey. I'll go back to where I was. Let's see. Yeah, he'd been to a lot of places, this old Japanese fella. He'd been to England, Gibraltar, America, Suez, Africa, France, Bombay. Oh, he'd been all over. And he had some sons places too. Well, he wanted us to sleep with him that night. He said, "You sleep at my house." We asked him, how much yen do you want? He said, "Oh, no yen. You're my guest," he said. Well, that was swell. That was wonderful for us. And we finished eating, and he picked up a towel and some soap, and he says, "Come on, we take bath." So we picked up our towels and we walked along with him, and we walked into the town along the beach there, and we walked up to this bathhouse. Every community has their public bathhouse, and I don't know how you picture this, but the bathhouse is a wooden building, and out of the middle of the building come these pipes, hot water and cold water, and there's a partition between, women on one side and men on the other. And it's a hot bath, very hot bath, and the bath is mineral water. So we go in, and first you wash off, then you climb in this hot bath and you sit there for a while until you relaxed and until you feel you've had enough. Then you get out and you soap down again, and you rinse off with pans, and then you get in the bath again, and then you get out and you put your clothes on. Well, there must have been at least 15 men there taking a bath all at the same time, and while we were really rare guests at this bathhouse, they all talked about us, and the old man, he was in his shining pride. He was it that night. He had American guests. That was great for him. He really got along. Well, we slept in his house that night, and the next morning at 5:30 he was waking us up. We got up and we dressed, and we thought that we had told him that we had to leave the next day. Well, he probably thought that we had to leave early in the morning to get where we were going. But actually we didn't. We could leave late that afternoon and still make it back to Yokosuka in plenty of time. But anyway, he insisted on us going and catching our transportation. He used a Japanese word, I can't think of it now, but it means travel. Well, we thanked him very cordially, and we have plans of buying him a gift or something or other and sending it to him, and then corresponding with him. Letters. He'll find somebody to translate it for him. He really liked us, I know he did. He was 66 years old. He'd fought in the First World War against German U-boats. He told us about that. But anyway, the next morning at 5:30 we got up and went out in the yard, and they had this pump there, and we washed and took a picture of him and me, and took one of Magali in front of the pump, and then we took our stuff and we walked down the street, and we went down to the beach. And from 5:30 that morning until 4 o'clock that afternoon, we played on the beach. I have never had so much fun swimming in the ocean in all my life. That was really wonderful there. In Subic Bay, they had all these jellyfish and these tropical fish in the water that stung you every time you turned around, and I didn't like that at all. And the sea was too warm. The sea was at least 80 degrees down there. I didn't like that. I like a cool swim. There was surf coming in there. It wasn't very big surf, but it was great. We swam in the surf, and we swam out in deep water, and the water didn't get too deep. It went stretched way out into the ocean. That caused the surf to break out quite a ways, and it'd come rolling in and hit us, and we'd have great times. And they had little boats there, little boats for 2 of us. If more than 2 of us got in, it would sink surely. But we'd take it out on the surf and navigate it, and it'd wash full of water and sink, and we'd pull it up again and empty the water out. Then we hit the surf, and the water half would fill the boat, and we'd bail and get it all out. And we'd ride another wave and half fill again. Oh, we goofed around there a lot. It was great fun, really. We laid in the sand, and of course you can imagine I got quite a sunburn. In fact, I was pretty white when I went down there. Now I got an even burning red all over me. That was yesterday that I was so miserable. Incidentally, this was my birthday weekend. This is the greatest birthday I ever had. I'll never forget it, of course. I'll go down there again and stay at a hotel. I got one all picked out. Hotel's only 1,000 yen a night with meals, and that's only about $3. We had it great all the time we were there. Our luck was always with us. Every time we needed a break, we got it. It was great. These people are great here. There's not anybody in the world like them. I don't think anybody would take total strangers in like they did. And we sure needed it too. I sure wouldn't wanted to sleep on the beach like that. This tape is sure growing fast, and I haven't covered many subjects. I want to thank you again for that tape you sent me. Incidentally, this is the same one. I'm just recording it and sending it back again. Everything I've told you so far has been about the wonderful times and the great liberties I've had, the wonderful people I've met. All isn't so wonderful, really. Not everything. The people I talk about are the average Japanese people who live in small towns or in Tokyo. There's a lot of stinking rotten people in this world, though. Really, I mean it. I've seen the worst of them, and I've seen all the kinds. And They always congregate around the naval base. Yokosuka here is quite a rotten town, really. Not really the worst in the world. Hong Kong's pretty bad. They tell me Singapore is worse, but I'd say the worst town in the world is Tijuana, Mexico. That is undoubtedly the most wicked town in the world. You can get anything there. Anything from dope to, well, everything. The Philippines is a pretty bad place too. The people down there appear to me to be lazy, and they are thieves. They're real thieves. They're the kind of people that knock you on the head and take your clothes and all your belongings. And it's hot down there. I don't like the Philippines at all. And the Chinese people, they aren't as good and wonderful people as Japanese. I told you before that the most beautiful women in the Orient are the Japanese. I'm really sorry I don't write more letters than I do. I don't write any, really, do I? I wonder what you must think of me when I don't write any letters. I try sometimes, but I just can't think of much to say. And my penmanship is atrocious. Please don't feel bad when I don't write, because I do think a lot of you. I think about you a lot. When I go places and do things here, I think about what it'd be like to have you along. I know Mother would enjoy tremendously going through the shops here. There's so many things to buy, trinkets and souvenirs. I know she likes things like that. And I know Dad would have a great time here, seeing all these things. And I know Neil would have a great time too. Especially when you would see the Buddhas and the temples and the Japanese buildings here. They don't use any paint on their buildings. It might seem odd. I guess the wood over here, like bamboo, doesn't rot. They might look like shacks on the outside, dull with tin roofs, but on the inside they are beautiful with their bamboo mats. Always take your shoes off when you go into a Japanese home or a hotel or anything like that. I'll be seeing Pat pretty soon, and I'll see you at Christmas time. I'll be back in the States soon. I don't think I'll like the States as much anymore as I do Japan. I enjoyed your tape so very much. I played it many times, but now it's all gone. I wish I hadn't erased this. I wish you'd send me another one soon. You still have mine, I imagine. I hope you have a great time during your vacation, Neil. Be sure and go places and do things. Don't waste time. I always regret that after my vacations, that I hadn't gone more places. Go to the lake and swim and fish. Have a ball. So long for now.